Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to a brand new TEW2020 video. You join us here for the 2026 edition of Full Gear. Now this one I've been really hyped for, a lot was built up towards it, and it's put us on the way to Crown and Glory as well. We're actually for once going to have some pre-show matches. It's just me concluding the first round of the Brodie Lee Memorial Tag Team Cup, so then I can basically have the last 8, the last 4, and of course the final over the next couple of weeks. Obviously culminating at Crown and Glory, where obviously we'll have that on the line, and we'll have the Trios tournament on the line. Of course, we don't have Trios champions at the moment, so the winners will not only become the Trios tournament winners, but the champs as well. So a lot that I've built up for a while for this one. I'm hoping it all pays off and gives us some nice ideas going forward. Last year saw Walter defeat John Moxley in a cage match, an 87 and 95 show all round. Walter, Cody Rhodes. Is it time to finish the story? Let's find out. This is Full Gear. So we've got 66,084 fans in the Gillette Stadium as we're here on the AEW Live Network. And as I say, some pre-show matches just to conclude the tournament. It's the first round anyway. Decent pre-show match where the team of Tyler Black and Jay Lethal defeat the Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver in 11:49 when Tyler Black defeated Alex Reynolds with a curb stomp. 91 performance from Tyler Black. He's been rejuvenated on Carnage, obviously. Really protected. The only person he's lost is Brody King. But him and his alliance with Lethal, also on that brand, has certainly breathed some new life into him. An 81 overall and progression into the last 8. And to conclude the tournament's first round, it was a decent pre-show match. We had the Fatu brothers defeat Aussie Open in 9:41 when Jay Fatu defeated Mark Davis with a double super kick. Weak link was Jay. Unfortunately, both of the Fatu brothers have got the declining physical ability, but I couldn't really pass up the matchup I had for them in round 2. So that was a 72. I'm just going to quickly round out what has happened in round 1 so far. So on the bracket we had Stina Rico take on the Briscoes, with the Briscoes winning. We then had Private Party take on LFI. The LFI picked up the win. After this matchup, we had Isaiah Cassidy turn on Mark Quinn. So Private Party is no more. That also gives us a second round match of the Briscoes versus Le Faction and Gobernables. We then had the Acclaim take on Santana and Ortiz, with Santana and Ortiz progressing. And it was FTR v the Regal Brothers from Carnage. And FTR picked up the win, giving us Santana and Ortiz versus FTR. Pretty cool. Fatu Brothers progression means they will face the Young Bucks, who managed to get a victory over the Profits. So that's the kind of reason I wanted the Fatu Brothers to go through, to have that matchup. And as we saw here, Tyler Black and Jay Lethal over the Dark Order means they will face in the next round the team of Top Flight after they defeated the grizzled young veterans. So pretty good progress on the Brodie Lee Memorial Cup. I still haven't fully decided on the trios teams yet, but I think I'm going to do probably something similar to how WWE's ran the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Triple threat matches, and then 2 winners, and then we'll have 2 winners face each other again. So that's the plan going forward. Most of that will take place on Dynamite, Rampage and Carnage, but for now, time for the main show. And of course, we have a mega main event, Cody Rhodes versus Walter, so no better way than to get right behind the babyface, you know, the man who this company was helped built, Cody Rhodes, of course. We see him training, he's like, this is it, this is my moment, I've given everything for it, this is my time to fully try and finish the story. So a proper feel-good moment here, showing all his moments in AEW, and an 8-rated segment. We then had the opening contest, which was the matchup between El Hijo del Vikingo and Garza Jr., and it was a superb wrestling match with great heat that saw Garza Jr. defeat Vikingo in 14:23 with the wine clipper, following interference by his manager, Quinn McKay. So a good one here for Garza Jr. Sadly, only a 79 rated matchup. I feel we maybe could have hot low 80s here, but a lack of psychology obviously is a bit of a penalty, and we're obviously not new to that kind of penalty happening in this save. Then had the second round matchup between the Briscoes and Le Faction and Gobernables, and it was about they had superb wrestling and good heat as they defeated the Briscoes in 1846 when Rush pinned Mark Briscoe with La Lanza. Mark was weak link here, 89 overall, so fantastic stuff there. All good performances in the 90s, bar Mark Briscoe. So that means we'll see in the semi-finals, the faction Ingobernables against either Santana and Ortiz or FTR. Then hear from Rush and Andrade, and it's just basically them saying we're the tag team champions, we're going to win this tournament, we're going to show them that no tag team is on our level, and we won't even have to defend these belts because we'll have beaten every team in this tournament. Then they hold up the sign they do. Next up, it was a decent matchup between Willow Nightingale and Charlotte. These ones have went back and forth. Charlotte getting very frustrated, and she said here basically if she does not defeat Willow Nightingale, she is going to leave AEW. So Willow, of course, defeats Charlotte in 11:52 with a fisherman suplex. Second defence of the belt and a 68 rating. Only a 57 for Charlotte. Has she phoned that in? Blow my arm holding back. So, to give you an idea, Charlotte's obviously had a skill decline. She's 40 in game. She's not the most over. Chilly momentum. She's angry. I'm like, do you know what? That's her. She's done. But we'll send her to Impact for the rest of her contract, because if we released her, it would upset too many people. So she'll go to development and she'll be quietly released. So 68 there gives Willow a good title defence. And then we get the whole nah 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 nah, hey hey hey, goodbye, etc. for Charlotte as she leaves to a temper tantrum. 55. Then moved on to a matchup for the Queen of AEW Championship. Of course, that's our women's title over on the Carnage brand. Tay Melo had an open contract for this one, and she took on Mayu Yamashita. It was a good matchup here with Tay Melo defeating Mayu in 13:09 with a Tayagoshi, an 8th defence of the belt, just really gaining that some more prestige. And 81 definitely Tay's best matchup, I'd say. Mayu is in that kind of position where she's always going to put good matches on, but a pop cap means that she can afford to lose this, and then she'll eventually get it back at one point. So overall, good stuff there, and a good outing for both ladies. Then a little package backstage, we see MJF alongside one of our many authority figures. We basically mean any legend has authority in this company, and that is of course Chris Jericho. Chris isn't really a heel, he's just a babyface, but can obviously be swayed a little bit. And MJF says, well, we'll sort what happened with Charlotte. I want the same thing to happen to Eddie Kingston. I want him gone from AEW if I beat him. Get rid of him, get him out of my life for good. And Chris just says, you know what? Eddie's a great hand. We can't afford to lose him here in AEW. So what we're going to do is whoever loses the matchup will leave Rampage and will go to either Dynamite or Carnage. So the loser leaves the particular brand, but we're not letting him go. MJF's a bit reluctant, but says it's fine, it's cool, whatever. At least he gets Eddie Kingston out of my life after this matchup. So a 75 segment there. Then had a good matchup for the AEW Evolve Championship between two big men. And in this one it was Powerhouse Hobbs that challenged Brody King for it. Both of these guys coming to a head on the Carnage brand. Good matchup though. Brody King defeats Powerhouse Hobbs in 11:49 with a Gonzo Bomb even, giving him his 5th defence of the AEW Evolve Championship. So 80, good stuff there. Probably one of Powerhouse Hobbs' best showings in a while. I wish I had him a bit more momentum, but I feel like he was always going to take a loss here. And we'll probably seek to give Powerhouse Hobbs a bit more of a run, but maybe no championship matches, just get that momentum in the right position. But he's still very much developing his talents. We then have the backstage segment, and this is going to take a good bit to explain here. So the feud basically has been Adam Cole and Jay White having issues with Shota Umino. Half the roster wants to put Shota Umino over. So, in that case, obviously he defeated Jay White, but it was due to Hangman saying, I'll help you win, but then he had a botched interference. So they've been a bit iffy with Hangman, and Hangman turned around and said, you know what, Shota, if you're going to face Jay White and Adam Cole here, you need a partner, then I'll step forward and be a partner. So he is effectively, over this argument, leaving the Super Elite. He also had other instance where he accidentally cost Jay White matches, and they've just basically decided to part ways here. So handle the changes. He's going to be babyface. Obviously, he changed the backstabber gimmick, but technically, he's backstabbing his phone friends to go good guy again. But that'll give us your next matchup, which is, of course, Shota Umino and Hangman against Adam Cole and Jay White. It was a superb matchup, and it was the babyfaces that win in 1803 when Shota defeated Adam Cole. Only in 81, which is quite a shame. I feel the match was let down by the performances of Uno and Adam Cole. However, No psychology penalty is a good sign here. And these are 4 guys that don't have the greatest psychology in the world, so happy with that one. Obviously, we'll need to dive more into Hangman versus Cole and White going forward, but at least it gives us a lot of stuff down the line. So overall, yeah, pretty decent. Then we had Wardlow backstage on his phone. He's talking to someone, but yeah, we don't know what's happening here. And he kind of pushes away anyone before they get to him. And that's a 73 for Wardlow. We then had a matchup, obviously way in the making between these two. I decided to just go all out with a TLC matchup. Let's make it as violent as we can. And it was a superb wrestling match that saw Mayu Iwatani defeat Rina Yamashita in 2051 when we'll just say she received a contract or whatever, but it wouldn't give me a pinfall finish in a TLC match. But great stuff for these ladies, proper, as I say, way to move the feud on to the next bit. We'll probably rest Rina a bit because she took a crazy bump in this matchup to give Mayu the win. But obviously it was her that decided to just attack Mayu Iwatani in the instance of when she was facing Demi Bennett, who of course is in action still to come. So 88, solid stuff. Mayu always delivers. And speaking of delivering in the women's division, and they didn't even have a psychology penalty, so I'm buzzing with that. I think that was going to hamper us. But had superb wrestling, great heat. Demi Bennett defeats Elena Black in 14-18 with the Riptide. Second defence of the belt. An 84, an 87, an 88 overall. Elena's getting a little bit stale, so I'll need to take a note of that just to make sure I get that fixed on our gimmick. Did I make this Wild Brawl steal the show? Just a regular matchup, so there you go. Great stuff there. Elena just picked up some good victories. Obviously, babyface here, so a bit of an underdog against the much bigger size Demi Bennett. But fantastic stuff. That could be the core of my women's division for a long, long time. It's really, really in a strong place. It just shows that if you keep playing, and eventually get people over to the level you want them to be, you can have a really strong division down the line. A wee hype up package for Malachi Black's defence against Bryan Danielson. 74 rated hype up package here. Obviously, no Bryan won the 6-way. Malachi Black defeated Keith Lee to win the belt. And the match itself, good heat, good wrestling, and a technical masterclass here as Malachi Black defeats Bryan Danielson in 22:06 with Black Mass. First defence of the belt was always going to be a win for Malachi Black, but great matches here. It seems bad that Bryan's only a 68, but you have to remember Bryan Danielson in 2026. Massive physical decline. He's lost the stamina as well, so it's just a case of you'll still put on okay matches, but compared to what it was, same with Claudio, it's like I don't think they'll be too bad in a couple of years' time, but obviously the schedule and demand that those guys have been on is obviously going to hamper them. So 82, still pretty good. We'll then move on to MJF saying this is it, this is Eddie Kingston out of my life for good. Gone, finito, bye bye. I'm going to defeat you in this matchup, which was an 86. The match itself, we actually made it a backwards brawl match, so they just kept on fighting everywhere basically. And yeah, fantastic heat, good wrestling. Psychology I thought was going to be an issue, not an issue here. And MJF defeats Eddie Kingston when they get back into a ring in 1829 by using the ropes for leverage. So 88 overall, 73 for Eddie, 86 for MJF. And obviously it being cinematic and it being high production values, that gathered it to be an 88. So Eddie Kingston is banished, and he is now going to be on one of the other brands. And we get to our main event. I thought I had another angle in there, which I clearly didn't. We had an exceptional matchup as Cody Rhodes defeats Walter in 36-42 with a crossroads, following interference from Randy Orton. So Cody wins the AEW World Championship, but not clean. 82 overall, which is very worrying. 89 for Cody, 94 for Walter. So a bit miffed. Why? Maybe two baby faces to start with. Both guys a star. Maybe I made it too long. But as I say, I told the story. What's that? Because after it, Randy Orton, Richard Holiday, Wardlow, all rush to the ring, all beat down Walter. Cody Rhodes distracts him, and at the end of it, he nails Walter with the title belt. Cody Rhodes, despite really being against it, has turned heel. Wardlow turns heel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my version of Evolution, as I've got Cody Rhodes, Wardlow, Randy Orton, and Richard Holiday. So obviously you've got your present, your muscle, your past, and your future. 84 overall, so a bit disappointed it was only 84, a bit disappointed the match was only 82. But as I say, that's going to be one of our big feuds going forward on Dynamite. And of course, somebody Eddie Kingston came over to Dynamite as well. So lots of good stuff on the horizon. The show itself scores a 90. Obviously a weakish main event. And I don't feel we had a particularly great promo at any point. But I'm still extremely happy with that one. We've told a story with Cody Rhodes. Everybody's like, oh my god, is this his chance as a babyface to finally do it? But it just shows to finally become the champion, because he's never been champion in this save. He had to turn heel and had to form a heel stable. So that is it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're looking forward to Crown and Glory. We will crown even a Brody Memorial Cup winner and the Trios champions as well. So we'll see what other stories can be told, who faces Demi Bennett, and other championships that will be on the line that evening. So of course, check out the Fantasy Booker subreddit, the Grey Dog Software forums. And until next time, this is Maxwell, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.